Well, Mary Bulger here, naturalist with Iowa County Conservation. And today is a beautiful day. The sun is shining, it's warm, and so I thought I would come out into the garden and do some signs of spring that we're finding in the garden already. So I'm going to turn my camera around here and give you guys a look at kind of our setup here at Lake Iowa Park Gardens. Now, we have kind of two sections here in our gardens. We have this section over here where we have some raised beds, and then we have some beds that are kind of outlined by rock and stone. So in these beds, we mostly plant annuals, so vegetables and herbs and things. This is kind of our community garden section, and so people can come if they're out here camping, or just the general public, and you can actually harvest things from our garden here. And we also have a few of the beds that are perennials and have some perennial herbs. We'll take a closer look at those in just a moment here. One thing I did want to go back over here, near our raised beds, we do have some native Iowa shrubs that produce edibles here. And if we take a close look, we can see here's one of our first signs of spring. If you look really closely, some of those leaves are starting to come out of the buds. And this shrub is called a gooseberry. And if you've ever had a gooseberry, if you like sour berries, this is the native shrub for you. So gooseberries have, when the berry is ripe, it's kind of a dark purple, but it's pretty tart berry. And then we have some other shrubs over here. These are called currants. And currants are another type of very bitter kind of sour berry. They're little and red. And you can see that these leaves are starting to come out as well. Most of our raised beds right now are fairly empty, but there are some things that are starting to pop up here. And so I'm going to go a little bit closer so we can kind of see those. In this bed right here is a perennial herb bed. And if we take a close look here, down here, this is some oregano. And this one is actually starting to leaf out right here. If I pick some and smell it, definitely smells like oregano right now. So that one is starting to bud here. If I step over to our other perennial herb garden bed, you can see right here we have some garlic chives, a little bit more garlicky than your regular chives. And then this purple leafed herb right here, this is called anise hyssop, and it is kind of has a licoricey smell and taste. It's an herb you can use for tea and different things like that. One of my favorite smelling herbs here. If we take a look at the rest of our raised beds, we can see they're empty. Usually we have peppers, we have tomatoes, we have lettuce, and lots of different things. So again, this is a community garden. Once we get this planted, you are able to come and harvest from here if you're a member out here camping, or if you're just visiting our park here. So we're going to walk over to our butterfly garden. There's just a few cool things that I wanted to share with you over here that are some signs of spring. If we take a look at this shrub right here, this is called a forsythia, and I'm going to come a little bit closer so you can see that this is actually starting to leaf out. In about a week or so, this big beautiful bush will be completely yellow. It's one of the earliest bloomers that we have here in Iowa. It brings a pop of color in that early part of the spring. And one other thing that I wanted to show you really quick, another sign, are something else that is popping up right here. So if any of you are gardeners, you might recognize these and you might know what these are. These are irises that are just popping up right now. So irises are a bulb, and so they're one of our first things that we see as far as flowers come up here, along with daffodils and crocus and tulips and things like that. We have quite a few irises in our butterfly garden. So it might not look very alive right now, but pretty soon things are going to be starting to pop up. Our pollinators are going to be coming out once we get things blooming, collecting from our pollinator garden. If you've ever been here during the late spring and summer, you will know that this place is colorful. It's full of butterflies and bees. So we'll do a kind of another walkthrough a little bit later to kind of see some other things that are popping up here. So thanks very much for listening to us today. Again, if you have any requests or nature things that you want to learn about, please put those in the comments. You can go ahead and share our post too, and send us any suggestions you have. So one other reminder, everyone that's listening, make sure that during these difficult times you are getting outside, getting some sunshine, getting some fresh air while practicing that social distancing. Go for a walk, go enjoy the sunshine and the fresh air in your backyard. It's very beneficial for your health. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.